G'day, I'm Matt Stone, head chef here at Oakridge Winery in the Yarra Valley. Today we're going to make one of my favourite recipes from the cookbook, kimchi. I like to make a version that doesn't have any preservatives or anything in it, so it's quite natural. So it's a lot of basic ingredients that you can find in your everyday supermarket. We have some Chinese cabbage that we've just shredded up nicely. I'm going to add some salt and really massage it into the cabbage, and that's going to wilt it down. A lot of liquid's going to come out, and that's going to start to create the brine in which the kimchi ferments. You want about 4% salt to the weight of the cabbage. If you can't be bothered working out the math, just kind of season it generously and have a taste. You want to be able to taste the salt because it's going to cure all the vegetables, but you don't want it to be salty as such. So start with a few pinches. We'll add just a little bit of raw sugar as well, just to balance. So we've got salt, we're going to add some chili. So we've got salty and hot, a little bit of sweetness, just kind of rounds everything off nicely. So a few teaspoons of that, just a raw sugar. Then you want to get your hands in here and you really want to massage the cabbage. You want to get all of the liquid coming out of it. It'll wilt down by at least half when it's done. So just really squeezing it really tightly, and already it started to reduce in volume. And there's already a load of moisture coming from that cabbage just in 30 seconds. So keep working the cabbage until it's gone to about half its original volume. Just keep squeezing out all of that liquid. It's got some regular old carrots, skin on, not peeled. There's loads of nutrients in the skin, loads of flavour. So we've just hit that on the box grater, just everyday kind of grater that you have in the cupboard at home. Just give it a nice massage through. Got some spring onions that we've just kind of shredded nicely. Use the whole spring onion, the white part, the green part. You don't need to waste anything, just get it all in there. Got some coriander, that's optional. We just kind of grow lots of it in the garden. I really enjoy it. If you're not a coriander fan, you can definitely leave it out. You can add some mint or some basil or kind of whatever you like, but it doesn't have to have any herbs at all. And then we've just got a little paste of ginger, garlic, and chili. So if you eat it fresh, the chili will be pretty hot, but through the fermentation process, it kind of mellows everything out. The salt, the sugar come together, and you get a really lovely balance. The brine's really important at this stage. So once you push the cabbage and all of the vegetables in, you need a small layer of liquid on the top, and that's what stops any nasties kind of oxidizing and any bacteria stuff. There's not really a clean way to do this. Just try to do it as best you can. Generally, you make a bit of a mess, but that's all right. So you can see we'll just push that veg down nice and tight, and we've got that nice layer of the brine sitting on the top there. We just want to make sure we wipe down the whole jar, and in particular the sides, just in the rim here, just so we don't have any nasties kicking off. You can put a piece of cloth on the top with a rubber band, or if you've got a lid for the jar, you can sit it on, but don't do it tightly. If you do it too tightly, there's a good chance the kimchi might explode. I've learned the hard way. Then you want to chuck this in the kitchen, not in direct sunlight. That can kind of cause it to heat up and not ferment nicely, and that'll also kind of create some explosions. In the summertime when it's warm, we want to let it ferment for about 5 to 7 days. It should be a nice time. In the winter, more like 10 to sort of 12 days. It takes a bit longer because it's not as warm. And you can ferment it really far if you like it really funky, or if you're a bit more sort of, not into fermented food so much, you can keep it a bit kind of not as full on. But once you've got it to a point in which you're happy with it, you can just taste it every couple of days. Once you think it's pretty good, refrigerate it. Once it's in the fridge, it'll keep for sort of 3 months if stored properly. When you do take some from it, just keep making sure you're wiping the edges of the jar down so there's no little pieces that it can go off, and then it should keep for about up to 3 months. And it's a great thing to have in the fridge. If you come home and you haven't really prepared much for dinner, you can just boil some rice, chop up some cucumber, avocado, throw some kimchi. You've got a really lovely, healthy meal without doing too much. So if you're keen to give this a shot, you can find the recipe at the Mount Zero website.